age of 60 something, most people are thinking about retirement and looking forward to enjoying everything that they have worked for. Sadly, for this grandfather, he is just about to start his career in prison for committing what a lot of people have described as unbelievable crime. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. We bring the latest updates to educate and inform our audience. A grandfather who is based in Birmingham in the Midland is going to have time to reflect on his action as he and his gang have been sentenced to many years in jail for their shocking behavior. The saddest part of this story is that church, which is regarded as a holy place, this gang used a church to siphon and involve in their criminal activity. They realized that the easiest way for them to hide their criminal enterprise is to use a church, because the police and other security agencies will not focus in the church. If you see any value in this content, please kindly give it a like and share. So, the grandfather you are seeing in the middle of this is Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson and these other guys, they decided that the best way for them to import drugs into the UK is to package the drug. They will travel abroad, get the drug, package it, and seal it in cans of tin as if it is food. They will then package it. From there on, they will then post it that it belongs to this church organization. They look at the easiest way for them to be able to bring this illegal drug into the country is to use this church, because according to them, in their mind, they thought that because it is church, the authorities will not pay attention to their criminal activity. They have made millions of pounds from their criminal activities. They use it to invest in properties and all sort of things. What they did not know is that the authority, when they shipped some of the item to the UK, and the authority became suspicious. Why is this church involved in a lot of import and a lot of things are being imported to the country? The authorities then were flagged up by international security agencies who became suspicious about these activities. The authorities therefore laid surveillance. What this grandfather didn't know is that he and his team, they were under surveillance. So they imported fruit and tin and other things that were very well packaged. They imported into the UK, not knowing that these items have been busted. The picture you are seeing here is the picture of some of the items. So these guys, they went to the place where they were going to, they shipped the things into the UK. They went to the place where they were going to clear the goods. They didn't know that the authority was already on them. The authorities watched them. They were clearing the items. This grandfather then came up with his guys to collect the items. Before he knew what, initially, he did not want to admit that the items belonged to him. As soon as he realized that the authorities asked him who owns this item, he wanted to deny, to pretend that it doesn't belong to him. He initially said it belongs to the church organization. They all work for the church. They are doing good Samaritan, using the church. They are using the church to help the poor, and they are doing a lot of good things in the community. Not knowing that whatever he is saying is not going to court because the authority have been trailing these guys for many months. The guys, as soon as he cleared the item, that was when the authority then said, look, we have investigation evidence that you have been using this church in Birmingham. You've been using this church and this religion organization to advance your criminal enterprise. And because of the evidence that we have, we are going to question you. And the grandfather was arrested. Imagine a grandfather who is supposed to set an example for his children and his grandchildren. He is now the one who is going to be spending a long time in jail. And these young boys that he recruited for his criminal enterprise, sadly, one of them is very young. He is just starting out in his criminal activities, and this man is going to have time to reflect. Eventually, when he was charged to court, and the man said to the authority, look, yes, we have initially pleaded not guilty. When his legal team realized that the evidence against this grandfather is so overwhelming that there is no way that this grandfather will not be found guilty, the grandfather at the end of the trial was then found guilty. The saddest part is that some people are saying that this church did not even know that these activities was going on. I want you to leave your comment in the comment section whether you think that it is possible for somebody to be using a church to import drugs into the UK without anyone in the church knowing what was going. Do you think that is possible? The saddest part of this story is that it is this church, the good name of other churches have now been tarnished by these people's criminal activities. The judge has told his grandfather that he is going to go in for a long time, and he and his gang, everything that they have stolen, that they are going to go after them. The grandfather and the other guys on this occasion, they are all from Jamaica. The beautiful Jamaica is in the news for the wrong reason, and they have now been found guilty. These guys were importing Akin and Kalaloo, using their criminal enterprises to import this drug into the UK, thinking that they would not be arrested. The grandfather told the authorities that he has a lot of assets in Jamaica, because when he was arrested, he was then referred to the proceeds of crime to try to see if they can retrieve the asset that he has. He said most of the assets are in Jamaica, but the authority managed to retrieve over 600,000 pounds. They have now managed to retrieve over 600,000 pounds from this guy, and they are working with the authorities in Jamaica to see how they can sell his asset in Jamaica so that they can use it the government can recover the money under the proceeds of crime. The saddest part of this story, as I said before, is that the church reputation has been tarnished. The church and the organization's reputation is being damaged by these people's activities. And today, there are other people who are going to be seen in the same bad light because of the criminal activities of this grandfather who is going to be spending a long time in jail. Do you have any sympathy for the grandfather? Do you think that the man deserve some sympathy given his age and his responsibility? Let me know what your views are in the comment section. Do you think that anyone in the church might be complicit and they might not know what is going on? Again, this grandfather action and his gang, they have tarnished the reputation of good Christians.